Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, right behind me I have the Origin 600i Explorer. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, welcome back to another ship review. Today, the Origin 600i. Now, before we get started, I just want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel because I want you to be notified about my future videos, my giveaways, like the one going on right now. Check the description down below. Make sure you enter. And so, subscribe to be notified. Thank you, everybody. You all are truly amazing. Now, let's go ahead and get into this ship here. If you noticed at the end of my Drake Cutlass Black video, I did have a comparison of ships at the end that were kind of in the same, quote-unquote, tier. And this one, I don't really have too many options for the 600i, so I will be comparing it to some oddball ships, and, either take the comparison with a grain of salt or enjoy that. Now, looking at this ship here, there is a lot of problems with this ship, but we'll take a look at that in just a moment. First, let's start with the price. This ship is $475 if you're to buy it on the Pledge Store, or it's $27,231,750 aUEC if you're to buy it in game. Now, the ship does output 3,821 damage per second, and that's due to the 3 size 5 M7A laser cannons that the pilot has control over, as well as the pilot can control 16 size 3 Arrestor 3 missiles. Now, there's also 2 remote turrets on this ship, giving you a total of 1,112 damage per second due to the 4 size 3 CF337 Panthers. But there's kind of a problem with the seats right now. You can't actually use them. Everything I've tried, both seats, powering it on, off, everything, you can't actually access those turrets, so they don't really exist. They aren't there. One bug already notified in this video. There you go. Now, the pilot's DPS is at the max bars, you have 14 capacitors in each gun, so also got to be wary of that. Make sure you hit your target and spend those rounds very carefully. Now, they are laser cannons, so they just recharge, but it just takes time if you miss your shots. Outside of that, this ship does have a 112,200 quadrant shield, and that's pretty amazing. It's a great amount of shield, especially since the maneuverability isn't there, of course, but we'll get that in a second. This ship does have 151,850 ship health points. Now, prior, when my last review, it had 106,100 ship HP. So it definitely got a little bit of a boost there, and I'm sure it got a boost in its shielding as well. It feels good. It looks great from the exterior, and we're going to hop into the interior in just a moment and kind of take a look at everything else. Now, this ship does have a top SCM speed of 165, as well as a 325 forward boost and a 185 backwards boost with a top nav speed of 975. Now, it also has a pitch yaw roll, and this is where I'm talking about the maneuverability of 19-19-30. So it's very much a whale or a brick or, a slug in the mud. Whatever you want to call it, this ship is that. It's not maneuverable. So you got to be very careful about missing your shots when you are going after a target. Prior, the maneuverability was 30-30-50, so it got a really big hit on its maneuverability. But of course, its health pool went up, so it kind of makes up for that. Now, you do have 180 SCU of hydrogen fuel, but for an Explorer, you only have 2.2 SCU of quantum fuel. That doesn't make any sense to me, so hopefully they'll adjust that number in the future. As of right now, not good. Now, you do have to go into this ship knowing that it is currently planned to have a complete rework, but we haven't heard anything about that, and it could be a long ways off, just like many ships that do deserve a rework. We just don't know when that'll be. So as of right now, what you see is what you get. So let's go ahead and get into the interior and we'll talk about what's in there. Now, you do have 2 entrances on the ship that starts from the ground. We have the cargo elevator as well as the regular elevator. And as you can see, you already have one graphical glitch right through the door there. I'm going to go ahead and open the door here. And then we'll start from the bridge. First, you have right in front of you 3 armor lockers, good to have. Now, if you look to your left, this is the bridge, and it looks fantastic. A typical Origin design. You have 3 chairs here, the pilot seat, and 2 co-pilots, or your remote turret gunners. But again, I couldn't get either of these seats to operate. I couldn't get the screens to turn on, the guns to activate, nothing. And I couldn't figure it out. My systems are powered on. I'm in SCM gun mode. Nothing would do it, so I couldn't get the guns to activate, and that's too bad. But you do have a really fantastic view out this window. Gotta love that. Now, if we're going to proceed through the back of the ship here, we're going to start on the top floor, and then we'll go down to the bottom floor. Look at that graphical glitch. Ugh. And please do not look at my water. I know, I need to drink. So let's go ahead and proceed. Right here is the Explorer's cartography area, and you can actually even see the cargo deck down there, which, by the way, that big ramp doesn't have a cargo grid. It's all down here on these panels, which I'll get to in just a moment, because there's some oddly placed ones that don't really make sense. Now, you do have to be careful here because of another graphical glitch. You would think that this is glass, but as of right now, you can actually kind of fall through it, and it becomes kind of a struggle. Right here is 2 scanning stations, or stations where you control the cartography room here, mapping out stuff, which is pretty cool. Pretty interesting use of glass work separating the room. Not sure about that. But then we continue through this door here. Another graphical glitch, gotta love it. And you have another elevator that goes down to the bottom floor, not outside of the ship, just the bottom floor. And then you move over here, the first door straight ahead. This is like your armory, basically. You have a weapons rack here. Good that deploys and works, as well as one on the other side, and a armor suit locker area that you have no access to at the current time. Now, behind me, you do have 1 fire extinguisher, so we'll notate that for right now. The doors in this ship just seem to have all sorts of funny graphical issues. Now, here is your living area with a very nice bar. I do love this. Obviously, I know a lot of this is going to change with the rework that they do have planned for it, and it has a really beautiful view here. I mean, it's honestly such a fantastic ship with its touring ability. The ability to have such a show for your passengers or your crew to be able to sit down and enjoy such a view is just so fantastic. Especially, take a look really quick, if you are the captain of this ship. Oof, we'll get to that room in just a moment. Now, if we were to go downstairs here, you have more of the kitchen, which is, again, separated by kind of a pointless wall here, especially since you're able to just kind of, the wall's just kind of pointless. So you have a nice little kitchen within a fire extinguisher. So they do have some additions for the upcoming engineering and fire propagation. Again, it's pretty good looking. The space could probably be used a little bit better, but overall, not bad. And then a nice little area to sit down and watch some TV or do some video calls, as well as a pool table with some actual pool cues. But you have no idea what ball you're hitting, so just pick a side. Now, if you were to walk through the door over here, more graphical glitches through the doors. Here's where a lot of the cargo plating doesn't make sense. These are cargo plates. So this is where you could store a lot of your cargo. As it even says it on the floor, cargo plate 1_4. And then if you go through this door here, you have your engineering room with some more graphical problems. You can't access any of this. They don't seem to have any of the relays in the ship yet for engineering, which was quite interesting to notice because I think most ships actually got them in place, but this one didn't. This one was passed off. Maybe that rework is farther along than we think, but just no, sign of it. Another cargo plate. Can you imagine bringing in a bunch of cargo boxes from your all the way upstairs, down here, and then through here just to store cargo? Wow. What a walk. Hopefully they get rid of that. Over here, it's somewhat mirrored. Cargo plating, and then through this door, more of your components and engineering. Just no engineering terminal, no, area for your fuses, nothing like that. It's interesting that they did add fire extinguishers, but no engineering. And when they went through this ship, they didn't really pay much attention to a lot of its issues either, which is truly too bad. So let's go ahead and head down one more floor and take a look at the rest of the ship. Right now we're midship, so we're going to take this little elevator and we'll take it down and take a look. Pretty nice, very quick, like that. Go down the lower deck. I don't know what's going on with the screen here. It's like a rock texture. Very interesting. Now we'll head over here and we'll start off with the crew quarters. So make our way back here. You do have a couple beds for your crew. Another fire extinguisher, good to see. And you're going to start running into some more graphical problems. So nothing here, all good here. Now if we head over here, of course you got more suit lockers, and then you have a nice bathroom. You can go ahead and go into, not going to really step too far into here, but you have a shower, a toilet, a nice little wash area, and it's for both of them, so that's pretty nice, with some hanging areas for your clothes. Gotta love that. And then you gotta be careful when you're walking around because you could get sucked into the wall and have a bit of a problem. So always pay attention for that. Now, moving on forward to the cargo area of the ship, technically, where where you could fit some vehicles and stuff. This is your primary area for vehicles or most of your cargo. You have a bunch of cargo grids here. As you can see, I have some boxes already stacked on mine. And then, you can just kind of fill it out. Speaking of cargo, this ship does hold 44 SCU of cargo. It'll be pretty difficult to get most of that in the ship because a lot of your grid is back there and you have to walk it through these doors. Very frustrating, but you can probably fit quite a few SCU just right here on this platform, even though it doesn't have a grid, so it doesn't lock it down. But it's pretty nice, at least. The rework will allow you to carry much bigger vehicles, so hopefully we'll get that rework soon. Now, if you walk through the final door here, that leads to the final door that leads to the final door. That's that elevator, by the way. This is the nice, beautiful room I was telling you about with the amazing view. This is the captain's quarter, or the suite, whatever you want to call it, however you want to use it on your ship. It has a fantastic looking view with a nice little desk area here, and then a inoperable bathroom here. I swear this door used to open. There used to be something here, but I can't get it to do anything. This ship is falling apart. I really do wonder when the rework will be available, hopefully soon. Now, that is everything for this ship with a fantastic view, and the stats really truly aren't bad. It's just there's a lot of graphical problems with the ship, and you can't even operate the turrets on it, leaving you somewhat defenseless when you get into a fight if you have friends on board. Honestly, this ship for me right now is a 6 out of 10. There's so many positives about it, but they are very, very shadowed by all the current issues and the need for that rework to be here sooner rather than later. Let me know what you think of the Origin 600i down in the comments below. Is this a ship that you plan on getting? Are you waiting for the rework that will come sooner or later? What is your plans with this ship, or are you just skipping it altogether? Not a fan of Origin? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to my channel members. You all are truly amazing. And yes, I know this was over 10 minutes. Sorry. You guys are the best. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.